Hello, my loves. Welcome back to BehatiLife YouTube channel. If we're meeting for the first time, welcome. And for those of you that are old friends and family, welcome back. As you guys can tell by the title of today's video, we're going to be diving into the week ahead. However, I've realized pretty delayed that these readings tend to be pretty timeless. So if you feel called to watch this video from the future present, then that is okay, and that is the way that it should be. Okay, if you hear any sandwich bag noises, it's not me eating pretzels or a snack, although that's very on brand for me. I actually keep my tarot decks in sandwich bags because I use them so often. Long story, don't ask. Some of you guys may agree with me or disagree with me. It is what it is. Also, we have the stormiest day here where I'm at, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it's giving tornado. It's definitely giving tornado energy. If you've ever experienced a tornado, it's so interesting. Like the sky there's this weird electricity in the air and the sky gets quiet, even though it's stormy and clearly something's happening. That's what we're feeling right now. So I wanted to get this reading up for you guys, just in case. Okay, we'll leave it at that. My Virgo Mars, my Virgo moon, and my Virgo sun is really irritated by this oil spill that is on my altar space. So please ignore that, but chances are I probably just drew your attention to it even further. And one last message. One last message. The baby is on my chest, and I thought she was gonna sleep, but she is not. She woke up as soon as I came here, so you guys are gonna hear her cooing. The card deck is ready to go. Let's go ahead and dive into this week ahead. Holy moly, we're starting off with a bang. We have the Justice card and the Three of Swords. This is the energy that we're gonna be experiencing, that you'll be experiencing this week. What is that you can expect for those of you guys that are, curious. Okay, so the Justice card and the Three of Swords. I'm going to clarify the Justice card a little further before, okay, Wheel of Fortune and the Six of Wands. Can we clarify the Three of Swords, please? One thing that I want you guys to be aware of this week is not only do we have the lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo, Jizu, Five of Swords and the Nine of Swords. Okay. Not only do we have the lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo, but the planet that rules Virgo is also going to be moving retrograde on Saturday. This is going to be high-key a little problematic because lunar eclipses tend to be very intense, tend to bring everything up, everything up to the surface. If you think about a tidal wave, when the ocean pulls back so aggressively, and you look at the tide and you're like, holy crap, I've never seen so much sand before in my life. This isn't normal. Yeah, that's not normal. Well, it's natural, but it's a problem. Get the heck out of town. That's what it is that I'm feeling with this lunar eclipse. I do have a whole reading that I uploaded for the lunar eclipse, covering global energies from the tarot's lens. I'm going to go over the lunar eclipse from a astrological perspective for Behati Love Notes, simply because we're in very turbulent times, and I've noticed that a lot of people get triggered if I talk about current events, even though they see my predictions show up in the news. So I don't fully understand that. I'm someone who likes to be prepared and armed with knowledge, so I know what to expect. But out of respect for the community consciousness and the collective here, I'm like safeguarding it. So if that's something that is interested to you, you can find it down below. But moving back into this reading, with the lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo, again, there's a lot of information, a lot of details, a lot of small nuances that can really set like a what do you call it, like a domino effect. And with Mercury retrograde on officially for a lot of people on the 14th, but for some of you guys on Saturday, with Mercury retrograde, it's going to create a little bit more turbulence in the energies of the skies. We're starting to see this right away with the Justice card and the Three of Swords. If something is amiss, if something isn't fair, I want to tell you guys, I got to be honest, we keep seeing the energy of the Wheel of Fortune and fate. I've been telling you guys to pull away and make sure that you are taking time to call in discernment, that you are using your intuition, that you are not repeating mistakes of the past. If you are someone that didn't heed that advice and that wisdom, unfortunately, I kind of feel the effects of that making itself known the 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th. Emphasis on the 12th, the 13th, the 14th. The energies are just really problematic, really troublesome, and like a flare-up. For those of you guys, especially when it comes to your body, it's interesting the word flare-up is coming through. For those of you guys that don't take care of your body and you have autoimmune issues, if you have headaches from eating too much sodium or stress, this is going to be the time where you start to see the effects of that, and you have to take it serious. Your health is your wealth, and you need to always take care of your body first and foremost. When it comes to relationships, if you are with a person who says one thing and does another, this is going to it's going to blow up. In the sense of, okay, look, actually, I didn't even realize it. The Wheel of Fortune is right here. I was more focused on the Six of Wands. I don't know how I didn't see the Wheel of Fortune, but I'm not surprised to see that on a fresh tarot deck. The Wheel of Fortune has been showing up a lot lately. Now, just because I'm a little bit whimsical with my brain. That's how I'm going to call it. It's hard for me to focus on one thing, especially when I'm channeling. I'm going to allow myself to bounce around and interrupt my own chain of thoughts. Just because the Wheel of Fortune is upright and because the name is Wheel of Fortune doesn't necessarily promise a positive outcome. What it does promise is fate, karma, and events that are outside of our control. Please revisit the last videos that I've uploaded talking about the Wheel of Fortune, even just one of the more recent ones, and you'll hear me talking about it in more detail, so I'm not going to necessarily break it down for you here. But with the Wheel of Fortune and the Six of Wands and the Justice card, this doesn't promise, and I'm not trying to be negative, I'm just being honest, this doesn't promise this like positive outcome if you've been making choices that are coming from a wounded or ill place or under evolved. If you've been dealing with someone who is not showing the best side of themselves, this is going to be a catalyst where you realize, hopefully you're realizing with Five of Swords, Nine of Swords, dealing with this energy is doing more harm than good. Why do I subject myself to this type of climate, to this type of person, to this type of energy? With the Five of Swords, you have to be really careful that even if you somehow, Six of Wands, come out on top in an argument, you're still arguing with someone who doesn't have good intention, and no one really wins in the argument. You all walk away stressed. So it's just like, why did I involve myself in this? With the Three of Swords, Five of Swords, Nine of Swords, regardless if you have positive relationships and conversations and healthy dynamics in your life, this is a wonderful time, a wonderful opportunity during Mercury retrograde and the lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo to identify any type of problem areas in your life, spaces of lack, spaces of, okay, I keep doing this and it doesn't, ooh, I just dropped a binky. Let me pop it right back in. Boop, got it. I keep doing this, I keep showing up, I keep interacting with this person, I keep driving fast, and I keep getting pulled over. You got it. Everyone's different. I don't know who that message was for specifically, but yeah, it's about identifying the source of stress and strain in your life and hopefully nipping it in the bud. And for a lot of you guys, unfortunately, for someone here, and it may not be you, maybe dealing with someone that you love or you care about, it's too late. Yes, my daughter agrees. They've had choices. They had the opportunity to make healthier choices, and it just doesn't seem like that is happening. They then have to live with the repercussions of a very stressful situation. of not taking care of themselves. And the last thing that you want to do, 5 of Swords, 9 of Swords, 3 of Swords, is allow yourself to get pulled down on the chain that they have been wrapping themselves up in. Okay, so this is a very specific message, but this is what is high key coming through. Also, for some of you guys, you're genuinely innocent. Like, you may be the person that is always saving a friend or helping a friend. And especially 3 of Pentacles here. This is the card of partnership, community, and helping each other out. This is where you're like, okay, and this is what the cards are saying. Listen, I don't necessarily want to work with you. It's not good. It's not a good idea for me to work with you. I'm not being selfish. I just think like this is your karma and like you have to figure out your lesson while I figure out my lesson over here. Okay, I'm also getting the words guilty by association, so be really careful of that. Yes, baby. Yes. I do want to tell you that there's some really interesting explosive aspects here. So even, this is why I just want to say, like, just don't put yourself in a situation where you can be dragged down by what others are doing, because it just feels like something pops up. Yes. It just feels like something pops up and catches you off guard. You're in the wrong place at the wrong time with the Wheel of Fortune and the Justice card. You see it like that. Just make sure that you're not saying yes to things when Spirit is clearly guiding you elsewhere. The other thing that I want to talk to you guys about is the energy of yawning. The other thing that I want to talk to you guys about is protection. Making sure that you are calling on your spiritual team. Making sure that you are not choosing to walk the path alone. You don't need to walk the path alone. You can always ask for help. You can always ask for blessing. You can always ask for discernment or clues and hints towards who is for you and what isn't for you. For someone here, I do want to say that someone... You want to get out, baby? Just a second. You guys are going to see the binky. And you're going to hear me unlatch and sit down while I do mom things really quickly. I would edit this out, but nobody got time for that. Truthfully. How are you guys doing while I'm doing this? How are you guys doing? How is life? Are you able to get out, get some fresh air? I definitely have. We're doing a little divine intervention. Not divine intervention, divine intermission. Yesterday we were able to get out and get in the garden. I planted some seeds. I shared them on Queen Bee Homestead. Yes, baby. Yes, I'm gonna have to go. Mom mode. Her boobies are filling up. If you're breastfeeding, or if you've ever breastfeeding, if you know, you know. But let me just say this one last time. Before I go, if you have a friend or family or a connection where someone wants to apologize or come back in, this is definitely in the cards. Definitely. It is going to be up to you, because you are in a position of empowerment if you are open to allowing this person in your life. 3 of Pentacles. For some of you guys, you may actually have a change of heart in the space where you thought it would be a hard no. If that is the case, just really, and this is BFF Jess and Mom Jess coming through, and I just want to look out for you guys' best interest. Give me back my binky. Yeah, I want to make sure that you aren't choosing to allow someone in simply because you miss them. They fill a space in your life. You love them, and they are unhealthy, or they are chaotic, or they are destructive, or they are disrespectful of your time, your energy. That is a hard no, even if you love them. And the reason why I'm saying this is because this is the witch side of Jess. And for those of you guys that this offends, I'm sorry. But if you look at the charts, and if you look at the cards, and if you look at the energy, and if you look at what you can do, let me say that again. If you look at what you can do, how you can work your magic, what you can manifest with divine timing. If this person, you probably are going to hear her poop. With this person, Girlfriend, now's not the time to poop, but do it. I'm sorry. She just it like melts me so much. With this person, if you wait just a little longer until after Mercury retrograde and set intention during Mercury retrograde that this person resolves their and like learns to do better, you can actually help them in their own path and their own karma to make smarter choices, and then they can come back in your life. But right now, yes, but right now, let them wait. Yes, if they have to suffer while they wait, then they're gonna have to suffer. Those, yes, baby. I'm gonna teach my daughter this when time comes, when she's driving these boys or girls, whatever you decide, wild, right? This is how you get them to not wrap around your finger, but this is also how you protect yourself. This is how you preserve your self-worth. Yes, and raise your worth, raise your value. You do not succumb to them when they want to come crawling back, especially during transits like this. You make them wait, okay? I don't know who that message is for. That's BFS Jess, that's Mom Jess, and that's Witch Mode Jess, all wrapped into one. I gotta go change a diaper. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for allowing me to be my most authentic self here. Yeah, I really appreciate it. I love our environment, our community here. Make sure that you're looking out for each other, okay? Any way that you can show up is how, for others, the community, in a way that's positive and constructive. For example, we're doing a neighborhood cleanup where I'm reaching out to my neighbors and making sure that they're getting their groceries done, because I get my groceries delivered, so we like to look out for each other here. That's the way that you can contribute to the collective right now during such turbulent times. I know some of you guys get so overwhelmed by the news, but that's how we can come together and band together against really combative energies. It makes us more compassionate, it makes us more generous, and it invites us into a space of peace. You don't need to watch the news and walk away feeling chaotic. Be inspired after you watch the news, okay? Especially if you don't like what you're seeing. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. For more readings like this one, check out Behati Love Notes. I'll leave the links down below. Talk to you later. Bye.